Hi, I'm Collin with Common Coffee Drinker. This is the 64 Parishes of Coffee. For this episode, we are in Livingston Parish.
So Collin, where are we going today? Because I genuinely don't know.
So we are going to Livingston Parish, Louisiana. And there are like two main cities in Livingston Parish, Denham Springs and Walker. So we're going to go to one coffee shop in each of those, I should say both of those cities. The one in Denham Springs I think is called Café de Jour. It's a French name. Denham Springs has a lot of French heritage. And the one in Walker is, from what I know, attached to a church, and it's called Holy Ground Coffee, which I think is fantastic, although it's not spelled H-O-L-Y, it's W-H-O-L-L-Y, like as a whole of a piece.
Yeah, like fully ground.
So I'm curious to see both of these. I know the Café de Jour is more downtown Denham Springs, which Denham Springs is the bigger of the two cities, so we'll be able to walk around a little bit there. And then Holy Ground, I'm just curious to see what a cafe attached to a church looks like. It should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that one.
Yeah.
And so why, what piqued your curiosity to do this? Because you just kind of came up to me with this idea, and I'm just like, sure, go for it.
Yeah, so as you well know, and as I'm sure some of my YouTube followers at this point may know, I'm a big map fan. I like mapping things and studying places. And so I started mapping the different parishes in Louisiana and which ones I've been to or driven through. And I realized that I really haven't seen all that much of my home state. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to kind of merge my love of coffee with my love of going places and traveling. And I'm going to go to each of the 64 parishes of Louisiana and drink coffee in each of them. So this was the first one that I decided on because it's easy to access and it's somewhere that I really haven't spent too much time in, although it's really close to where we are.
Nice.
See what we got here. By the way, we were wearing masks, but the people that were actually making the coffee were not. So this is a real test of my public health here. Also, I dropped my straw.
Really fancy here. Really
know,
fancy
yeah,
here.
We're really doing the whole common coffee thing. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty good. It's an iced white mocha.
How would you compare it to Starbucks or CC's?
Definitely better than Starbucks. I've got an issue with Starbucks iced drinks because they're a little watered down and it just tastes a little burnt. This is closer to being watered down, but I don't get the burnt taste, which is great. So another quick note on Holy Ground Coffee before we head out to Café de Jour. One, it's not easy to get out of their parking lot, which we're still trying to do. As far as atmosphere is concerned, it's not the best. And also, just outside the church, it was basically just a warehouse. I say the church because it was quite obviously attached to a church. The inside was fine, but yeah, there's no there were no tables outside. There's no seating arrangement, anything like that, which is why we're filming this in the car, by the way. Is because we got out of the cafe and looked around and said, well, I guess it's time to go to the next one. But I don't know if you noticed, but they had the napkin holders, and the napkin holders were set on top of Bibles, which I thought was a nice touch. I don't know if that's
just some light reading.
I don't know if it's appropriate. I don't know what. I just feel like resting a napkin holder on the Bible may kind of take a little bit of the holiness out of it, but you know.
Going outside of it, we kind of questioned if we were in the right place.
Yeah, I was kind of looking around, going, is this really it? This is Holy Ground Coffee? Looks like a warehouse. But yeah. So we just got out of Cafe du Jour. It's actually Cafe du Jour at the Whistle stop or Whistle shop. And I got an iced white chocolate latte, which usually I go for the mocha over the latte, but I got the latte this time because it didn't have mochas. But it is really good. I think Lindy, I don't know what you got.
I got the iced chai latte. It's incredible.
It's really good.
Oh yeah.
It's a really good atmosphere. It's kind of like a house that was converted into a coffee shop in a way. They have a really big outdoor patio. There's little sections of tables.
Yeah.
So they also had a lot of food offerings there, which I noticed they had a fridge with gumbo and soups and a bunch of different food offerings of that sort. So it seemed more like a cafe where people would eat their lunches and dinners, but they also had really, really, really good coffee. I'm sitting here at the rail station in Denham Springs, and although it's not used anymore and it hasn't been used for a while, when it was used, it went all the way down to Florida, and that's because Livingston Parish is actually one of the 6 parishes in Louisiana that were formerly the West Florida Republic. The West Florida Republic was actually a land dispute between the United States and Spain. It happened before the Civil War, and actually through the Civil War, it existed as its own short-lived republic. So I'm here what's known as the Denham Springs Antiques District, which is a cute little one-block row of boutique and antique shops. And it's really nice. It's really nice to walk down and see all the locally owned shops. There's only one issue, which is there are 2 lanes of one-way traffic that whenever they get a red light, or whenever they get a green light, excuse me, they go down here, and you mentioned it's like the run of the bulls.
It's like the running of the bulls. They just
we'll see in just a second. It is, if you're talking and it's really quiet and you're having a nice stroll along the street, as soon as these cars come by, you no longer feel all that safe as a pedestrian. It's also, there's one light and there's no stop signs. So if you want to cross the street, you really can't do so. It's traffic. It's a marvel that there are no stop signs in this entire district. There are only crosswalks that are kind of suggested for people to cross the street. But it's just traffic. Just a lot of traffic in this little downtown area. It's one little issue I have with this cute little town is I can't really talk that much without hearing and feeling the cars going right by you. One thing I have noticed while driving through Denham Springs is just the stark difference between the brand new apartment complexes being built on one side of the street and the generational, like really old houses and trailers on the other side. And I think it's just an interesting show of a parish and a city that are going through a really rapid transformation at the moment. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of 64 Parishes of Coffee. Be sure to like and subscribe for more common coffee content.
Thumbs up.